this is my first video, so don't judge me, okay? This is what you're gonna need. You're gonna need a pound of bacon. It's gonna be only half of onion, 2 jalapenos, 2.5 pounds of ham, 1 12-ounce package of weenies, 1 chorizo, 1 6-ounce package of chicharrones, and 4 cups of frijoles. So you're gonna clean them and then you're gonna have to rinse them. So you're gonna add the 4 cups of beans to a strainer, whichever strainer, and then you're gonna go ahead and rinse them because sometimes they have a little bit of dirt on them when they come in the package. So just go ahead and rinse them, mix it all, rinse it good. Once I rinse them, I like to add them to the crock pot so that I could start adding all the rest of the ingredients. After this step, I actually add the salt. I don't measure, I really don't. I just start sprinkling, thinking whichever is enough, and then I just stop. So I just go back and forth like about 2 times. So 2 times, and that's about it. And then later on, like, I do taste it just to make sure that it's not missing any salt or nothing. So in this step, I'm just gonna cut the onion the way I'm gonna cut it. Excuse my knife, it's kind of old. So I just take off like the stem or the root or whatever it's called. I don't know the proper term. And then I just cut about like half of it because I'm gonna use that much, so half of it. So I use that much. It's kind of a lot. It's up to you how much onion you want to add, but I add half of it. Just depends the way you like your onion to your liking. That's all it depends on. So I take off all the things and just cut it. You can cut it wherever you want. I like to cut it in small squares. Probably gonna use only half of this, so half of the half, depending on how much onion you like. You can add the whole thing, you can add only half of it. So I'm moving away the half. It's kind of strong, it's making me cry. So I just start cutting it in little squares because since it is frijoles charro, some people like to taste the onion and, well, yeah, the way it tastes good. So I'm just cutting it here, trying to speed it up. So the onions made me cry, so I had to start chewing them. That helps, it really does. So I actually ended up just using 1/4 of the onion. So this is half and this is half. So 1/4 is half of the half. Okay, half of the half. So I just cut it up really small, as you can see. I like it this small. Some people like it smaller, bigger. It's up to you, however you like it. I think this is a good enough size. Yeah, I'm touching it. I did wash my hands, okay? So this half of the onion, and then I'm going to go ahead and add it to the beans so that it could cook and soften when you're cooking it. For the jalapenos, I just go ahead and cut the little colita off. Like, I rinse them obviously first and cut the colita off, and then I just go ahead and add them like that so that it could get a little bit spicy. I like it spicy. You could add 1, you could add 2, it's up to you. I like to add 2. They're kind of spicy, so it's going to be really good. So for the weenies, I just go ahead and take them all out of the package and I start cutting them round. Some people cut them different. It's all up to you, the way you like it. This is the way I like it, so I just start cutting the rounds. And I just cut up the whole package, literally. I add the whole package. You could cut it one by one. You don't have to do what I do. I'm kind of lazy, so I just do it all together. The thickness doesn't matter. Some people like them like literally like this thick. I like them really like between that. So I just go ahead and cut it the size. So I cut up the whole package and then I just add it to the beans also. So for the bacon, I take out. I'm sorry, I have vocals. I'm sorry. So I take out the whole package and I just start cutting them like in small squares. You could take out the fat, since I know some people don't like it, but my husband likes it, so I just add it. So I just cut them really small. You cannot see. Okay, just cut them small. Small little squares, like, as you can see, they're kind of small. So that's the way, like, the size I like it. They sometimes get smaller, I believe, or bigger. I'm not sure, in the water, because they soak up all the juice. But they also cook in the water. You don't have to pre-cook it. I think this is kind of the lazy way of doing frijoles charros, because some people cook it before, some people cook it on the side, but I like to cook it while the beans are cooking. That way all those flavors get infused to the beans, so they taste really good. So I'm just gonna finish cutting the whole thing off camera because it's kind of hard, and then I'll show you once I add everything. Okay, so I'm actually only gonna use half. You can add as much bacon as you like. I'm only gonna use half, and just go ahead and put the rest away. So for the ham, I'm only gonna use 1/2 of it. So I'm just gonna cut to half, and then I like to cut them in really big chunks. So here's the half. I like to use a butt. It just gives it, I don't know, texture. So I like to kind of do them thick slices, and then I cut squares out. So it's kind of thick. It's not your ideal slice that you would put like on a sandwich or something. So I cut them like this. As you can see, they're kind of thick. And then I just layer them and cut it in squares. I'm sorry if you hear the train, it's gonna pass. So I go ahead and cut the ham in chunks. I like them like about this big. So yeah, that's how I like them. So and I just add it also to the beans. Just add everything to the beans, add everything to the beans. So this is the way the beans are starting to look. The beans are at the bottom, and I'm gonna go ahead and add the whole chorizo. I like it with a lot of chorizo, so I add the whole thing. It looks gross, but I just add it. So this is my secret. I like for it to get a little bit of color, so I add this little packets of sazon Goya. It gives it also a lot of flavor and a lot of color to the beans. So the last step is to add 11 cups of water, and then give everything a stir, and then put the crock pot on high and leave it to cook for 8 hours. So this is after 8 hours. As you can see, everything cooked beautifully. It smells very beautiful. It kind of got burnt like on the edges. I'm just gonna go ahead and add a little bit more water because it soaked it all up, but that's about it. That's all you need.